Let me tell you something that is going to hit you differently today. Something that I feel like a lot of you have been waiting to hear, but you didn't even know you needed it said out loud like this. The reason people work so hard just to get close to you, the reason they rehearse what they're going to say before they even approach you, the reason they go home and think about you when you don't even know their name yet, it's because there is something about your energy that does not let people rest. You are not easy to forget. You are not easy to dismiss. And the person I'm picking up on right now in your energy? They know that. They feel that deeply. And it is changing them in ways they did not expect. So if you're someone who has ever been told that you're too much, that your standards are unrealistic, that you expect too much from people, this reading is going to confirm for you today that you were never asking for too much. You were just asking the wrong people. Because the right one? They're not complaining about your standards. They're rising to meet them. They're waking up and asking themselves, am I good enough yet? Am I ready yet? Will they finally look at me the way I want them to? That's the energy I'm walking into with you right now, and it is powerful. Stay with me because what's coming through for you today is layered and it is deep, and I don't want you to miss a single piece of it. The first thing that's hitting me so strongly as I step into your energy is this feeling of pressure. But not the kind of pressure that comes from outside of you. I'm talking about the pressure this person feels when they're in your presence or even just thinking about you. It's like you raise the bar just by existing. You don't even have to say anything. You don't have to make demands or set rules. Your presence alone communicates a standard. And this person feels it every single time they think about stepping to you. I'm picking up on someone who is genuinely talented. Someone who has things going for them in life, whether that's in their career, in how they carry themselves, and how other people perceive them. This is not somebody who is lacking in their life on the surface. But when they encounter you, something shifts. Something inside them goes, whatever I have right now is not enough for this person. And rather than walking away from that feeling, rather than telling themselves you're not worth the effort, they are leaning into it. They are choosing to become more because of you. That is rare. That is not what average people do. Most people, when they sense that someone has high standards, they either try to manipulate their way around those standards or they walk away and find someone easier. This person is doing neither of those things. They are putting in the actual work. And I want you to understand what that means about how they see you. I'm also getting that for a lot of you, this person has been in your orbit for a moment. This is not someone who just discovered you last week. There's a history of observation here. There is a quiet, steady kind of attention that they've been giving you, and you may not have even registered the full depth of it yet. They've been watching how you move through the world. They've been noticing the things that other people overlook about you. The way you handle yourself under pressure. The way you speak. The way you don't dim yourself down for a room. The way you hold your own in situations that would break a lot of people. And every single time they've witnessed one of those moments, something inside them deepened. Their feelings for you did not stay surface level. They have been accumulating, building, getting heavier with time. This person is carrying a lot when it comes to you. A lot of emotion. A lot of longing. A lot of genuine admiration that goes beyond just finding you physically attractive. I feel like some of you might have even mistaken this person's energy as indifference at some point. Like maybe you sensed something from them but then they pulled back or went quiet and you thought, okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I imagined it. You didn't imagine anything. What you were picking up on was real. What happened was they got in their own head. They started measuring themselves against what they believe you deserve and they felt like they weren't there yet. That silence was not rejection. That distance was preparation. Now let me get into what's actually happening with this person internally right now because this is where it gets very real and very specific. There's a conversation happening inside them on a daily basis. It's almost like they've built an entire mental version of you that they talk to. They think about what they'd say to you if they had the chance. They rehearse it. They talk themselves into it and then they talk themselves back out of it. There's this constant push and pull between their confidence and their fear of not being enough for you. And here's what I want you to hear clearly. The fact that someone with this much going for them is genuinely afraid of not being good enough for you says everything about how extraordinary you are in their eyes. This is not someone who gets nervous easily. This is someone who has walked into difficult rooms and held their own. Someone who has navigated hard things in life with a certain kind of strength. But you unravel something in them. You get past the armor in a way that very few people do, and it unsettles them in the most beautiful way possible. I'm also sensing that this person has been doing some real reflection. There's almost a spiritual quality to it for some of you. Like this person has been looking at their patterns, at the way they've shown up in the past in situations with people they cared about, and they don't want to repeat those patterns with you. They know you would not accept less than what you deserve, and so they've been having honest conversations with themselves about who they need to be in order to stand in front of you with integrity. That is growth that is directly inspired by the thought of you. Let me talk about the energy you're walking around with because I feel like it needs to be named clearly in this reading. You carry yourself with a kind of quiet authority. It's not loud. It's not aggressive. It doesn't announce itself, but people feel it. When you walk into a space, something shifts. People notice. And what's interesting is that you might not even be fully aware of how much you affect your environment just by being in it. You might even downplay it internally. Some of you have been through enough that you've developed this very calm, very unbothered exterior that people read as untouchable. And in a lot of ways, for a lot of people, you are untouchable. Not everyone gets access to the real you. Not everyone gets past that exterior. And people know it. They sense the gate. But here's what I also feel, and I want this to land gently. Some of you have been lonely inside of that strength. Some of you have held the standard so high not just because you know your worth, but also because you've been hurt before by people who convinced you to lower it and then showed you exactly why you had it in the first place. The cutthroat energy, the distance, the unreadable face, the silence that makes people spiral, a lot of that was built by experience. By disappointment. By people who could not show up the way you needed and left you having to show up for yourself instead. And I want to honor that right now. Because you didn't become this way for no reason. You earned every layer of that wall. Every single standard you now hold came from a moment in your past where someone showed you what the alternative felt like. And it was not acceptable to you. So you said never again. And you meant it. This person coming in, they're not looking at those walls and feeling intimidated in a way that makes them want to leave. They're looking at those walls and feeling like, I want to be the reason they feel safe enough to lower them. There's a protectiveness in how they think about you. There is something in them that wants to be what you needed from the people who failed you before. I'm picking up on a very specific kind of devotion in their energy. It's not the kind that comes from idealization. It's not a fantasy version of you that they're falling for. They see who you actually are, the strength and the softness underneath it, the high standards and the very human person behind them, and that full picture is exactly what they want. That's the person they're working to deserve. And they've been doing things. I want to be specific about this. They're not just sitting there feeling their feelings and doing nothing. I feel like this person has been leveling up in real and tangible ways. There's something about their finances or their stability or their goals, something in the material, real-world structure of their life that they have been building or improving because they are thinking about a future that involves you. They're not waiting until you're together to start building. They're building now. They want to have something real to bring to the table when they finally come forward. Some of you are going to be hearing from this person sooner than you think. And when they do step forward, I want you to pay attention to the details of how they approach you because it's going to be intentional. It's going to be considered. This is not someone who's going to slide into your messages at 2 in the morning with something lazy. The way they approach you is going to tell you a lot about how seriously they have thought about this. There's been planning. There's been thought. There has been a moment where they said to themselves, when I do this, I want to do it right. I also feel like when this communication opens up, there is going to be a depth to it that surprises you. Like you're going to be in conversation with this person and you're going to think, okay, they're not what I expected. They're showing me more than most people do this early. They're being honest in a way that is actually striking. And that's going to make you feel something. Even if you try to keep your composure, even if you don't let them see it on your face right away, internally something in you is going to recognize this person. Something in you is going to feel the alignment before your mind even has time to analyze it. For some of you, there's an undeniable chemistry here that neither of you is going to be able to pretend isn't there. It's the kind of chemistry that makes conversations go longer than either of you planned. The kind where you look up and 3 hours have passed and it felt like 20 minutes. Now I want to talk about what this person finds most magnetic about you because it's not just one thing and I think you need to hear all of it. Your mind. I keep coming back to your intelligence over and over again in this energy, and I want to emphasize it because for this person it is not secondary. It is not a bonus. Your mind is one of the primary things pulling them in. The way you think. The way you see the world. The perspectives you hold. The fact that you cannot be easily swayed or manipulated or talked out of what you believe. Your conviction. They find that deeply attractive. They find conversations with you or even the imagined version of conversations with you more stimulating than anything they could find elsewhere right now. There's also something about your independence that draws them in and slightly intimidates them at the same time. You don't need them. And they know it. You're not going to fall apart if they don't show up. You're not going to chase or beg or compromise yourself to keep someone interested. You are fine on your own, and you have shown that through the way you carry your life. And that drives them a little bit crazy in the best possible way. Because it means that if you ever choose them, it won't be out of necessity. It won't be out of loneliness or desperation. It will be because they genuinely earned it. And the thought of being chosen by someone like you, someone who doesn't have to choose anyone, means everything to them. Your standards have not been pushing this person away. They have been pulling out the best version of this person. Whether they've even been consciously aware of that or not. I also need to speak to your heart for a moment because I feel it in this energy very strongly. You have questioned yourself. Maybe not out loud. Maybe not in a way you'd admit to easily. But there have been quiet moments where you've wondered if the reason it hasn't worked out before is somehow about you. If your standards are the problem. If the walls you've built are keeping out something good along with everything bad. If maybe you're asking for something that doesn't actually exist in real life. I need you to hear this clearly. The answer is no. What you have been looking for is real. What you have been holding out for is not a fantasy. The version of love that you want, where someone sees your value and rises to meet it, where someone puts in effort not because you demanded it but because they want to, where you are chosen deliberately and devotedly, that exists. And it is moving toward you right now. The people who couldn't meet your standards were not proof that your standards are wrong. They were proof that they were not your person. That's all. There's a difference between being too much and simply being too much for the wrong person. You have always been exactly the right amount for the right one. As I close out this reading, I want to leave you with what I feel very strongly as the overall message coming through for you today. You are at the beginning of something that is going to feel different from everything that came before it. The person stepping into your energy is not coming to take from you or to test you or to try to get past your defenses through tricks and manipulation. They are coming to earn their place. They are coming with their growth and their realness and their willingness to be held to a high standard because they have decided that you are worth becoming better for. Don't shrink yourself to meet this person. Don't lower anything. Don't apologize for knowing what you deserve. Let them come to you at full height. Let them feel the full weight of what it means to be chosen by someone like you. Because that's the gift here, not just for you, but for them. Being loved by someone who has standards like yours, being truly seen and chosen by someone who doesn't settle, that is going to be one of the most meaningful experiences of their life. You didn't come this far, you didn't go through everything you went through, you didn't protect your heart through everything that tried to break it, just to settle now. The universe has been very precise about what it's building for you. And the energy around you right now says it's close. It's building. It is real. And you, in every version of yourself, the strong and the soft, the guarded and the open, the standard holder and the lover underneath all of it, you are so deeply, completely worthy of everything that is coming. Don't you dare question that. Not today. Not anymore. That's your reading. Take what resonated and leave what didn't. I'll see you in the next one.